Hello, this is Yogeshwar 7000 again, and I'm back on my series on Nakshatra today. And in our previous videos, we did discuss about Magha Nakshatra, and also we had another video on the four divisions or the four padas of Magha Nakshatra. And today we'll be moving on to the 11th Nakshatra. And this 11th nakshatra is called Purva Phalguni Nakshatra. It covers a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes like all the other nakshatras, and it starts from 13 degrees and 20 minutes in the zodiac sign of Leo until 26 degrees and 40 minutes in Leo. So there are 27 nakshatras, as you all know, and each nakshatra spans a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes. And if you multiply 13 degrees and 20 minutes times 27, it comes to 360 degrees. So the nakshatras are spread over the entire zodiac this way. And Purva Phalguni falls into the distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes the way I just explained to you. So what is the general characteristic of people born in Purva Phalguni? First of all, let's understand these nakshatras are spread over the entire zodiac, and as a generic term we say that which nakshatra are you born in, so which means that we consider it to be taken from the point of view of moon, meaning which nakshatra was your moon placed in, we'll consider that nakshatra, because these nakshatras are lunar mansions of the moon. And moon jumps from one nakshatra to the other nakshatra in approximately one day. It jumps from one zodiac sign to another zodiac sign in approximately 2¼ days. And one zodiac sign is 30 degrees and one nakshatra is 13 degrees and 20 minutes. So this is how moon jumps from every nakshatra to another one, and it jumps from one zodiac to another zodiac sign. And moon is the fastest planet in as per Vedic astrology, and we consider moon as a planet in Vedic astrology. So what I was trying to tell you was that as a generic term, we say you were born in so and so nakshatra means your moon was placed in that nakshatra. So today we'll be talking in specific terms about people whose moon was in Purva Phalguni Nakshatra at the time of their birth. Meaning which, if you look at your birth chart and if you see that your moon was placed between 13 degrees and 20 minutes through 26 degrees and 40 minutes, anywhere between that, then you were born in the nakshatra of Purva Phalguni. So what are the general characteristics of Purva Phalguni nakshatras? And by the way, you know, there are other planets which are also placed in several other nakshatras, because planets are placed in the entire zodiacs, nakshatras are placed in the entire zodiacs, and we're not discussing about that, and we'll have separate videos for that in our forthcoming sessions. But today we'll be talking about specific terms where your moon was placed. So what are the general characteristics of people with Purva Phalguni Nakshatra? They have a very sweet speech. They are extremely generous people. They generally end up in a government job, and one of the traits which you could consider positive and negative both is their habit of wandering. Means they have a wanderlust. They cannot stick to one place. They keep on moving from place to place, whether it's a profession or whether it comes to terms of when it comes to finding a residence for themselves. They just have that wanderlust. They move from one place to another place. So that is the general basic characteristic of people born with Purva Phalguni. And the symbol of this nakshatra is a swinging hammock. Hammock is you would know, if you would have seen little hammocks tied between, it could be tied between two trees where people are relaxing. That little thing made up of it could be a cloth, it could be some kind of a a net where you would have seen people on vacations making a hammock, or even in homes in their backyards some people have hammocks where they tie this hammock between two trees and they can relax. So the symbol is the swinging hammock, just not just the hammock, but a swinging hammock, which depicts rest and sometimes restoration as well. So that is the symbol of this this nakshatra. So there is a connection why all these characteristics are defined along with Purva Phalguni, and why this symbol is mentioned, which is related to Purva Phalguni. Well, sweet speech, because the ruling planet is Venus. Generosity, because it's this nakshatra falls in the zodiac sign of Leo, and Leo is ruled by Sun. So obviously people who have an influence of Sun would be very generous. That's the characteristic of the planet Sun. Habit of wandering, that's a Venus characteristics. Wants to have fun, wants to move around, see the world, change professions, find suitable professions. That's kind of Venus-like quality, and they end up in a government service, because government service is about Sun. And in olden days and ages, it was very specifically mentioned that they would be serving a king, they would be holding high positions under a king. And today, of course, there are no kings, but they end up as government servants, and of course that's thanks to Sun. It's being placed in the zodiac sign of Leo between 13 degrees and 20 minutes through 26 degrees and 40 minutes. So there is a relationship between Sun here. Why a swinging hammock? Because it's about rest, restoration, fun, pleasures. That's because of the influence of the planet Venus, which rules this nakshatra. So the ruling planet is Venus. The animal symbol is a female rat, and the nature is Manusha. In our last nakshatra, which was Magha nakshatra, the nature, you would have noticed if you refer to the earlier video, the nature was Rakshasa, and that was because the ruling planet was Ketu, and here the ruling planet is Venus, and so the nature is Manusha, or human-like. And as far as the presiding deity of this nakshatra is concerned, it is the god of fortune, which is called as Bhagya in Sanskrit. God of good fortune, God of prosperity. That's the presiding deity. So what does the presiding deity mean here? That people born in this nakshatra will be blessed with good fortune, with prosperity. So it's real good news to be born in this nakshatra. And of course the professions as well, it says that you will be, and it's very specifically mentioned in the ancient scriptures, like I said, you will be having good positions, holding important positions under the king. So people in the government jobs, senior diplomats, bureaucrats, IAS, as you could call them, Indian administrative officers, if it comes to India, because of course Vedic astrology is coming from India, so I'm referring to those positions if you relate it to the Indian environment. Then so the professions would also be based on the blessings people receive who are born in this nakshatra. And of course the blessings of the presiding deity, which is Bhagya itself, which is good fortune itself, which is good prosperity itself. So the positive traits of people born in this nakshatra are they're very creative, thanks to Venus, extremely intelligent, thanks to Sun, very charming, very active, have leadership skills. Why? Because of the influence of Sun, because of the zodiac sign of Leo. Sweet in speech, thanks to Venus. Again, generous because of the influence of Sun. Very ambitious because it's a fire sign. Sun is about ambition and fire and drive. And sometimes, of course, they can be mystical as well, but mostly they're very cultured, very refined. They appreciate fine arts. people who are attracted towards, good paintings, good sculptures, fine arts, and very loving people, because of course Venus is an influencing factor here. So these are the positive traits of people born in this nakshatra. And if you do a little research, you'll find that yes, it is absolutely true that these people are very sweet, very cultured, very refined, love arts, very, very active, have leadership skills, very creative, so on and so forth. And of course, there are always a negative to a positive attached to it, because there's a night after day, so everything cannot be just positive. So they have some negative traits. They can get overindulgent, and that is because of Venus. Venus is about indulgence, and then when it expands beyond what it should be doing, or it extends itself too much, it gets overindulgent. So that could turn out into be a negative trait here. Can get impulsive at times and reckless, and because of impulsiveness and recklessness can get into the habit of changing jobs and moving to different places, changing residences, having some kind of a wandering attitude. Can be addictive also sometimes. These people can get addicted to the pleasures. I wouldn't say just alcohol or wines and women, but pleasures, luxuries. They can be very addictive. They can get addictive because of their position. They hold important positions with the government, and they love their luxuries and pleasures. So there is a possibility that they can get hooked up to some of these luxuries. They can get hooked to them, which when it extends beyond a certain limit, it can become a very negative trait. Sometimes they can be unmotivated as well. That is because of their indulgence. Again, there's a connection here, because of their indulgence in too much pleasures. And what they do is they want to enjoy the present rather than thinking about the future. So they're not motivated to think long term. And the best careers, or people born in this nakshatra, would generally be actors, musicians, models, radio and television artists, photographers. See, all these are related to the planet Venus. And of course politicians as too, because politics is about sun. Sun has a direct relationship to politics, and because of the charm and because the way they can influence people, that comes from the planet Venus. So yes, because they can make good ministers, and they can win elections and become successful politicians, as you could say. And sometimes they excel well in teaching as well, and professors as well, because of their charm and because of their charisma. That's the word I was looking for. They're charismatic, very charismatic people, thanks to the power of sun, and along with it the charm of Venus, so to say. So hopefully you did enjoy this video on Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, which spans a distance of 13 degrees and 20 minutes, starting from 13 degrees and 20 minutes through 26 degrees and 40 minutes in Leo. And in the meanwhile, I will recommend subscribe to my channel, check out my website. There is a link below, and I will see you with an interesting topic in my next session very soon. Goodbye.